Alright, welcome to what we've learned from picks and bans with Fnatic and Unicorns of Love. Game 1. Unicorns have most of their comp picked out right now. Fnatic, we don't yet know their AD carry or mid laner. Actually, mid lane's gonna be the major issue when we look at it. But so far the engages are looking okay coming out from both teams. Alistar, Rek'Sai, Nautilus for Unicorns of Love, and Elise, Shen, and Sivir. All three of those together on each team is pretty good. Shit, that noise. Alright, Riven is here. Ooh, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. So, yeah. Triple threat comp. I really like this with the Azir and the Sivir along with Riven, because Azir has a lot of pressure that other mid laners usually don't bring. And oh, the Kog'Maw, that's a good sort of good counter pick to it. Not entirely. It's mid lane Kog'Maw, so it I'm gonna still give the pressure to Fnatic, because the Kog'Maw pressure is kind of more with his ultimate and it's more poke. But Fnatic's Azir is going to put this range pressure that's really long range at 800 with the soldiers. And Unicorns of Love does not really have anything to deal with that. Engage though, we're going to be equal on engage. So the big thing is Sivir can just ult, and then Riven and Shed will all be able to get in there really easily. And then of course Riven has follows up CC, so does Shen, and so does Elise. And on the other side of it, Rek'Sai, Nautilus can just ult someone. He'll get a hook, pull himself in, ult someone with Rek'Sai coming in right behind him. So they both have ways to do it, and they're both the ways are not super risky compared to some other champions and comps. So yep, it's pretty equal. Poke can heal. We're definitely giving the poke to Unicorns of Love here. Kog'Maw, AP Kog'Maw especially, is a huge issue with his ultimate, especially when he gets a new Rylai's. Like you're slowing 40% every time you're basically casting it. It's very nice. So non-committal CC. I like this. The LPL casters are saying non-committal instead of pick CC. Basically any long range CC. And that's Unicorns of Love. Well, Fnatic has it on Elise, and Unicorns of Love have it on Nautilus. It's kind of both. It's not terribly different on either team, so that's kind of equal here. Engage pressure. Engage pressure is Unicorns of Love. But of course they have some form of engage. Fnatic have disengage, but UOL also has really strong poke, and that really strong poke can knock people, can put pressure on the enemy, just like the normal pressure, just normal sustained pressure. So it's not going to be that big of an issue that Unicorns of Love is probably going to have to engage upon Fnatic in most of this. So fight and split. Fnatic definitely has a stronger split, I think, with Riven. She's just Riven, so I'm not too worried about that. But let's see how the fight works out. So Fnatic's got the Azir comp, And what they really need to do is you set up Azir so he's gonna zone the enemy with his soldiers in certain areas, and then you utilize Riven and Sivir, who are a lot closer range than Azir, to kill anyone that gets past it. If too many people start getting past it, or someone really threatening does, Azir ults them back into the soldiers, and it keep them back while Riven and Sivir clean up. It's kind of complicated, but I think Fnatic. Yeah, I'm not entirely optimistic Fnatic's will be able to do it. Well, Unicorns just poke and then kind of go all in, and they're gonna be able to poke and look for a pick, and I think that's really strong. They get that pick. Hmm. Hmm. How would they fight it? So if they don't get the pick, how would they fight it? They'd poke and then have Rek'Sai go in and Alistar go in. Maybe just try to get Azir out of there. Need to get Azir away from his soldiers so that he can get in on Reckless. You need to take out Reckless with Forbidden's gonna be good. They don't have a lot of CC. I think they I think they wait for Riven to come in. Like, try to knock Forbidden out or get Vizichachi on Forbidden while they go in with mainly Vardags and Horo, and then Power of Evil kind of waits for Riven with Vizichachi, and Vizichachi has to fight off Riven with his ult, and then the extra damage from Power of Evil. It's gonna be interesting to look at this. Fnatic's comp makes more sense to me. Well, Unicorns of Love is like a pick poke. Yeah. So Fnatic. Sure. Fnatic has to just kind of put pressure and kill Power of Evil. Like Sivir ult and just dive Power of Evil. Dive Poe. Unicorns of Love. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. They're not gonna be able to stop the Fnatic from coming in. Fight the dive and kill, like, it's not even. They have to kill Riven and Azir at the same time, which I don't know if they can do. They need like Azir. Azir has to be first, but he's too slippery. This is really like. They just can't fight. They just need to poke. Poke. They don't really have any way to stop them all at once. Poke, single target. That's what they have to do. They have to get it set up in a way so that they're dealing with only Forbidden or only two of them. Whether that's Alistar zoning off Riven or zoning off Reckless while they kind of try to kill Forbidden or Huni, or whether it's Alistar zoning Reckless and Vizichachi zoning Riven, or Horo zoning Riven and Power of Evil and Bardags just going together. It's not that good. So Fnatic has pressure, equal engage, equal non-committal. Power of Evil or Unicorns of Love have poke. And this is like a poke versus pressure thing. So it's gonna come down to, can Fnatic dodge poke? And that's the can Fnatic Dodge, poke. And I think the answer is yes. So yeah, I'm giving it definitely 70% Fnatic. I think Fnatic definitely won out in the picks and bans here. Everything looks so close until you realize that there's no real way for them to get around the pressure that Fnatic's got coming out. So it's yeah.